we instructed them via emails, in trainings this morning, etc., to not hold back, to be whatever it is that they think that they would be in that situation, and whether that's to be aggressive and combative if it's necessary, or the opposite.
Right. We need to basically be calm. We have to be like, look, we're here to help, whatever, and then at the end say, look, we appreciate all this stuff. We need to know this information so we can help you.
Alex Stanton never liked me. Okay, I don't know what that guy's problem is. I was hired by Thomas Wright. I actually took over for Thomas Wright. If there's one thing I remember about Alex Stanton is that he never liked being questioned, because he did a really, forgive me for saying this to you, sir, but he really did a piss poor job of training people.
You say that you're not taking full responsibility. Are you taking, that seems to be that you're taking partial responsibility. What does that partial responsibility look like?
Wow.
So he's sending you an email and saying what? That there's negligence with regards to what?
Am I aware of my performance? Yeah, absolutely. I'm an excellent employee. Look at my record.
I am an adventure seeker, and I love challenges, and I love to do things that scare me.
The Miami Leadership Challenge is a simulation where students get presented with a crisis, and they have to present to a board solutions. It has to do with a lot of critical thinking, strategy, and presentation.
Emails were coming in, we're getting calls back to back, had different perspectives in the room, we had to figure out what to prioritize. So for me, it felt like a real scenario. I felt like I was like knee deep in some real stuff.
It's real, it's what you're going to get in the workforce.
Should we address the lawsuit that we're getting?
That doesn't really answer my question, though. You said partial responsibility. What are you accepting in terms of partial responsibility?
We can kind of not go into the details when we're talking to the media, because we don't really have to disclose like actual figures and numbers. But to the board of directors, we need to actually give them like actual hard data. This is what it's going to cost us based off of last year's operating budget. Our operating budget is going to go X amount.
I'd like to say that at Polaris, we are part of the solution. We are not part of the problem. And I'd also like to draw attention to algal blooms are not new.
So if you're not
South
a part of
Florida.
the problem, then you're not taking responsibility for it then?
I think it's a great opportunity for students to get real live experience in what it means to present a case and to be in a crisis. I could see these situations happen. They feel real.
I've dealt with crisis situations in my own profession, in areas that I'm very comfortable in and I know a lot about. What was completely shocking is how quickly you need to assimilate all the information that you're being given from so many different sources to keep focus on what is our role. What is it that we're here to do?
We just finished giving our presentation to the board of directors, and then we had a little media training.
If you're coming to the board with providing options and alternatives and asking for consensus, is probably a pretty good approach.
Install repairs.
Yes, that would be the best.
Okay, but we said that technology is good though.
It's the most advanced on the planet. I'm confused. What are we repairing?
As a crisis is unfolding, you don't expect it to get worse. Once you think it's really bad, and then another call will come in or a lawsuit, and you didn't know that was going to happen.
So the realism of it really makes them gain that experience that they're not going to get anywhere else.
We had already had suspicions about that particular ship because of the waters that it travels through in and out of the Bahamas. We investigated all the personnel. We had our operations team, Carter, look through all of our logs, our digital logs, biometrics and everything, and we discovered that this particular individual engineer did not follow protocol.
Why is it recurrent if it's just upgrading the technologies?
That our team didn't think of ourselves as students, didn't think of ourselves as anybody but the executives for this company, and that we had to solve this. Like, it wasn't about a grade, it wasn't about, but it's like, how would we really solve this?
If you have a disaster or a big issue that you as a company need to handle, I think time is of the essence, right? You can't wait 3 days or 5 days as something grows and continues. If you don't put forth some information, somebody else is going to do it.
I learned that I'm actually a good leader, and I don't have to fit a model to be a good leader. Today, with what I brought to the table and my feedback, is that I'm in the right direction.
The Miami Leadership Challenge confirms for me that the Miami Herbert Business School is about understanding core principles of business and then applying what we've been actually learning. This is a place where you'll have access to tools and training to develop your full skill set.
Until you've done a simulation or been in this situation, there's really no preparation for it, right? Because it's a crisis, and crisis affords you all different kinds of circumstances.
I hope the students learned today that they do have a large community that will continue to support them even after they graduate.
I think it matters because it's more than just textbook to the students, right? It's interacting not only with a board, but it's also interacting as a team. A lot of the importance of, being in a leadership position is working as a team and relying on each other because not everybody has the same expertise.
Look, what can you not like about being in Miami at this point in time of the history of Miami, the business climate, and the university, and what the Herbert School of Business is doing to be part of this community? It's awesome.